Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're glad that you're here with this, share with me in this meditation. First and foremost, happy Thanksgiving. We hope that you have a wonderful time either tomorrow or this weekend, gathering with other people, enjoying a meal of fellowship and sharing gratitude with one another. Just be safe in your travels, but have a great time. And then when you get back, we begin Advent. You can see right behind me, we have the manger scene set up on the altar, and the sanctuary and the garden room has all been decorated, and we're looking forward to starting our season together. And our theme for Advent this year is close to home. We're going to be talking about how this incarnation, this coming of Jesus Christ, gives us this feeling of home. How God comes into our lives and gives us this sense of belonging, this sense of comfort, this sense of just being part of something wholesome. Right? And this week, we're going to talk about homesickness. So have you ever been homesick? I think almost all of us have experienced homesickness at least some part in our life, right? Maybe the first time you went to church camp, feeling homesick. Right? So what is that feeling? Right? Well, if you're away and in a new place, there's confusion. What time do you eat, or where do they keep the snacks? Where am I going to sleep? Where do my clothes go? There's this fear of are these people going to love me and care for me? Are these people going to invite me into their lives? So in this homesickness, there's this confusion. There's this fear, this uncomfortableness that gives us a lot of anxiety. But we could also say that it's not just when we're young. I remember when I went off to basic training when I was 20 years old. A lot of homesickness as I moved into those barracks, right? When I was 41, living with my mom, I had a lot of homesickness. Right now, in our world, a lot of people feeling homesick. Things aren't as they should be. Things aren't normal. Things aren't comfortable. We're no longer sure how many people really love us and care for us. A lot of discomfort, a lot of homesickness. But we're not alone in it. And so this first week of Advent, we are in the 21st chapter of Luke, towards the end of it, about the 25th verse, and it's part of what we call the little apocalypse. Jesus is speaking with his disciples in the temple, and he's sharing with them the signs that will come that initiate God's coming to earth, right? But it's a word of hope. It's not really a word of ending. It's a word of hope. What it tells us is that God comes to us in our homesickness. That God comes to initiate a world that is well. That God comes into this world to make it whole, to make it complete. So that's what we'll explore this week. Being comfortable with being homesick, but also knowing that God visits us in our homesickness. That we will find joy in this season, because God is there with us. So this final thought, something to think about this week. One is, what makes something home for you? Right? What makes it a home? And secondly, how homesick are you? We'll see you next week. Have a good Thanksgiving.